In the end, she actually gave that letter to Marion. Of course, this is after Marion showed her the picture, said I'd come with crazy nose, whatever. In the end, this woman 100% believed I'd driven my mother to madness. I'd destroyed her house, and that's why she went crazy. And remember, she was telling all her friends it was all my fault. You know, this is just a joke. Such a joke, the way I'm treated, the way you know. That's why years in 2012, I showed that other sheltered friend, you know, and she asked a lawyer, a friend of hers online, and it sounds like the daughter's outgunned. Nobody believes the daughter. Marion makes the daughter out to be something the daughter isn't, and it just, oh God. Anyway, let's start over with this. These batteries can run out in 2 seconds. I'll start from the top of this one. I think I scared her away, and then I was sick for 7 years. Not 7 years ago, Lisa worked for a lawyer who specialized in cases of elder abuse and whatnot. And then my friend wrote, oh, okay, sorry, I misunderstood that. I hope Lisa makes contact with you. Hopefully she will. She did. She came back. She wasn't mad at me. She had escaped for the weekend. Escaped from being in the shelter, and, you know, has she returned any of your emails or phone calls? No. And that's why, because she wanted to just escape. I don't blame her. You and I both know, oh, and I wrote, you and I both know that when it comes to Mary, my mother is the queen of, quote, talking big, unquote. But when push comes to shove, she cowers like a little girl and cries when Marion says, quote, boo, unquote, to her. My friend wrote, yes, I think your mother is very scared of Marion and very scared of the control that Marion has over her. But if Mary and Cheryl stand with her and help her, then just maybe she will follow through with it. I hope and pray that your mother will have the strength to do so. Then I wrote, Marion always hurts my mom in non-physical ways, equals I don't know what's going to happen with all this lawyer stuff, but I'm scared. And my friend wrote, I know she does. Marion is an awful person for treating your mother like that. Like I've said before, there is a special place in hell for Marion. I think your mother should take Marion off of her bank accounts and put you on there. That way you can help your mother with all of her financial decisions. You can handle that. You are extremely smart. It is okay to feel scared, but you and I both know that it is time for Marion to stop what she's been doing. Marion should not be allowed to waste your mother's money and continue to mistreat you and your mother. That's not what a loving sister would do. And I wrote, everything you said is what my mom wants to do now and wanted to do before she recently wound up spending 3.5 months in the nut house. And I wrote, my fear that my mother could relapse at any time, especially if while trying to fight Mary, she understandably begins to feel overwhelmed and possibly even ganged up on by her family, which is my so-called family, and certain friends who think Marion is wonderful and only out for my mother's best interests, is completely justified. Okay? And she wrote, I worry about that too, but I worry more for you than I do your mother. I worry that Marion will come after you and try to do something to you. You don't have anyone to help you. Your mother does. And then in response to where she said Marion needs to stop wasting my mother's money, Marion doesn't spend any of my mother's money, equals Marion simply always behaves as if my mother's money is Marion's money, and that's it in a nutshell, okay? And then she wrote, how do you know for sure that Marion's not spending any of your mother's money? I bet Marion is spending that half of the settlement money that went into her account. I think she was wrong for taking half of your mother's money. And how did she pay for her Mexico trip? Does your mother even have access to her bank account? Remember, Marion considers 100% half that settlement, half that $106,000 settlement, Marion's, you know. So she's spending that 53, of course, on trips or whatnot, or, you know, whatever she spends it on. And remember, she's supposedly rich herself, but she can say that all she wants. We don't really know. Her husband's not working anymore. She works full time, and her husband's retired. So who knows? Who knows? That's their agreement, you know. They would split whatever settlement. The guy in the nut house said any judge would say it was a conflict of interest and my mother should have got the whole damn $106,000 herself. But Marion's not even content with the 53. She considers all of the money hers. All of it. All of it is hers. The way she behaves, all of it's hers. Okay. And then I wrote, how do you know for sure that Marion's not spending any of your mother's money? I bet Marion is spending that half of the settlement money that went into her account. I think she was wrong for taking half of your mother's money. Again, they agreed. They had a verbal agreement. They would split the proceedings, okay? And even I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. But like I said, Marion is so wrong because she behaves as if all the money is hers. And how did she pay for her Mexico trip? She was taking all vacations and everything. She's rich, relatively, you know. She didn't need the extra $106,000, but I'm sure. And I can say she has my mom's money too, as far as she's concerned. It's all hers. And how did she pay for her Mexico trip? Does your mother even have access to her own bank account? No way, Jose. And then I wrote, I have a, quote, bad feeling, unquote, about all this, but it needs to play out until the end. My mother no longer has access to her bank account, equals Marion changed the account number to protect my mother. And then my friend wrote, well, I don't think that is right. Without knowing her account number, how will she know if Marion is spending her money? I don't understand why Marion did this to, quote, protect your mother, unquote. It sounds to me like she used that as an excuse so that she could be sneaky with your mother's money. And I wrote, none of this is right, none of it. And then she wrote, it certainly isn't. It's a shame Marion has gotten away with this behavior for so long. I've tried, people. I've met with 3 lawyers. I've asked Yahoo Answers Online. And you might just walk into court and get rid of that power of attorney whenever she wants to. Yeah, it's all about fear. It's all about my mom's fear, too, that if she has a stranger handling her money, you know, the stranger will bleed her dry like the conservator did to my mom's husband who died wrong. You know, it's all caught up in that, you know. That's why Marion's gotten away with this behavior so long, and I never had any money to speak of, and how could I fight Marion? Marion's just, she wins, and she knows it. And then I wrote, my mother never dared inquire about her account, even when she was dutifully taking out her $125 per week. That's all she was supposed to do. Take out what Marion had said she could have per week and not take out a penny more. When she got sick, remember what she was doing. So now that's why Marion's saying she changed her account and whatnot to protect my mother. And to make sure my mother doesn't get sick or give me a penny or give any of her friends a penny. And then I said, many months ago I had to outright say to my mom, you have every right to know what's in your account. And then my friend, because my mom used to say she had access, she could get her $125 out, Mom, but she wanted to know something else about whether the check from the government had come in, because Marion said that whatever. And I said, Mom, why don't you just ask? Oh, I can't do that. Why? It's your bank account. She said, I'm only supposed to get my $125. I'm not supposed to ask any questions or whatnot. Oh my God. You are so whipped, Mom. So whatever. And then I wrote, many months ago I had to outright say to my mom, you have every right to know what's in your account. She does. My mother has every right to know what's in her bank account. Marion convinced her otherwise. She has no right to know anything. She has every right to know about her 401k. Marion convinced her otherwise. She has every right to ask Marion to produce that will. Meanwhile, the will is obsolete anyway because it doesn't incorporate all the new shit. You know, it's just all bullshit what goes on. It's bullshit. Okay, my friend, I absolutely agree. Your mother should know her account number, how much money is in her account, and what has been taken out and what it was taken out for. My gut tells me that Marion is doing wrong with your mother's account, and she doesn't want your mother to know. I think Marion is conniving. And I wrote, we already know Marion is beyond conniving, laugh out loud. And then she wrote, if I was your mother, I'd get Marion off of my bank account as soon as possible. Your mother needs to be able to spend her money however she wants. Yeah, that's funny. YouTube friend, that's funny. Let me fucking laugh at that. Your mother needs to be able to spend her money however she wants. Yeah. And then I wrote to her, oh, you are so naive, equals why do you think I drink so much? Laugh out loud. I've been screaming this, what you just said, to high heavens, all to no avail for years. She wrote, I am not naive. I'm just restating what you already know. I've never even met Marion, but my gut tells me she is running a huge scam on your mother and on you. It makes me sick, Laura. Yeah, I've been screaming that for years. Huge scam. But Marion's good. She's good. She's powerful. She twists it all around and listen, gets away with it. And I wrote, I was teasing you, friend, laugh out loud. And then she wrote, I wish I lived in Mass, Laura. I would stand up to Marion for you and your mother. I would see that she gets put in her place. Well, that wouldn't really do any good, but that's sweet of you to say. It wouldn't matter who puts Marion in her place. She just does what she wants. I mean, I wrote that note basically saying, you're slandering me. It's illegal. I have proof I didn't do what you're saying. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She wouldn't care what you said either. YouTube friend, she wouldn't care. She doesn't care. She's endlessly arrogant. She knows. She knows. She says boo. She snaps her fingers. My mama winds up in the mental hospital. It's just, you know. Anyway. And then she goes and says this. And this would never happen either. Of course it won't. I had to pull teeth just to get my mom not to be afraid, you know, to spend maybe like $300 on me or something for an eye exam and a contact lens exam, you know. Because remember, my mother has a lot of money. You know, she can help me out a little bit, especially since I gave her that money in the equivalent of rent, so it's not even any money she even spends now. It's money I gave to her when I didn't know she was relatively rich, you know. Why can't your mother help you rent a small studio apartment somewhere? I know you have bad credit, but would your mother be able to co-sign for you? Yeah, my mother has exceptional credit. Pristine credit. She could probably put the charges on her credit card. I'm sure this would piss Marion off, but your mother could just tell that you can't continue to stay in the homeless shelter and that you can't stay with her. Therefore, she had to help you get into your own place. Oh, my friend's so sweet and naive, huh? Yeah, right. The woman's going to get me a studio apartment. God, like I said, I had to pull teeth to convince her to fuck Marion over and at least, you know, pay for my eye exam and contact lens exam, which comes around $300, you know. Therefore, she had to help you get into your own place. I know you don't want to live alone, but you need a safe place to go home, Laura, a place where you can safely keep all of your belongings. And if you get lonely, you could go for a walk, go to the mall, go to the library, walk home, or anything to get you out for a bit. Have you thought of this idea? And I wrote, my mom can't do anything like that until Marion is out of the picture, Lisa. It was like pulling teeth for me to finally convince my mother to at least put both, in capitals, an eye exam and contact lens is for me on her credit card as a small fuck you to Marion, who would likely be livid once she found out and it was too late. She can't return something like that. No. It's not like my mom's going to buy me jewelry or a jacket. You can't return a contact lens exam. No. And she'll be livid and nothing she could do, my mom says. And I convinced my mom of that. And I'm like, by the time she sees the charges, Mom, it'll be too late. And you can tell her, you know, I have all this money. I can buy something nice for my daughter for her birthday, you know. And then I wrote, P.S. It's not that Marion would never, quote, allow my mom to buy a birthday present for me, because Marion would. But Marion would most definitely consider a $300 early birthday present from my mom to me to be way too much. Ha, 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 ha. And my friend wrote, I think it just sucks how much control Marion has over your mother. I know you agree with this. Your mother should be able to help you any way that she wants. And if you had to convince her to do the eye exam and the contacts, then that tells me your mother is worried about what Marion will say. Of course my mother's worried. My mother was worried about telling Marion that my mother needs a crown. My mother was worried. So bullshit. And then she's scared. You know, my mom's scared, what my friend wrote. She's scared. And if she is scared over something that small, then how is she going to be brave enough to fight Marion? Again, you're voicing my sentiments exactly, Lisa. I worry that she'll get scared and won't follow through with it. Me too. It's very sad. And then I wrote, you have exactly voiced my continuous fears. Exactly. And then my friend wrote, it just sucks. Have you heard from, you know, my shelter friend yet? You know, Jasmine, has she come back to the shelter? And I'd already told her that I'd already read my own email that she did come back. You know, she's not mad at me and whatnot, so that's great. And then the last thing I said to her, since they reveal nothing personal about you, I was wondering if you would give me your permission to print out and read out on a video I create your Marion, my mom, Samantha, Laura emails to me. And she wrote, yeah, that's totally fine. And that's what I did. And now it's late and I need to go back to bed after I go do my business in the bathroom. Alrighty. That's it. At least these stupid batteries lasted. I'm going to charge the rechargeables. And that'll take several hours, but like I said, I'm going to be showering and washing my hair today, and later on I'll power walk into the library and upload these videos, and power walk back, get in my 5-mile power walk, you know, go to the library, not all day long, but since the woman in the office is not there, I don't have to leave and go all day long, and I can leave whenever I want and not have to worry about the woman in the office seeing me, and Marion's working, so it's alright, I guess. Gotta go to the bathroom, and then I'm going back to bed. I've been up, it's probably like close to 4 in the morning now. That's okay, I can sleep. Well, I don't know how much I could sleep with the dog, but you know, I wanted to do this, and this is the time to do it in the middle of the night. When I don't have to worry about my mom's phone ringing, the dog's barking, my mom talking, my mom having the TV on, nothing.